Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Perkins reveals what the new Lakers coach will be facing. After being beaten by the Denver Nuggets for the second straight year in the NBA playoffs, the Los Angeles Lakers headed into the NBA offseason with much uncertainty surrounding the future of the storied franchise. It didn't take long for the team to make a decision on head coach Darvin Ham's future, as he was fired shortly after the team was knocked out of the first round of the postseason. The Lakers are currently searching for Ham's successor, which will mostly likely be former player-turned-analyst J.J. Redick, but LeBron James has to make a decision about whether he's staying with the team, and the front office will have to figure out how to improve this roster over the summer. However, if James returns and if Redick gets hired, that seems like a likely scenario. ESPN's Perkins believes the Lakers will be contenders with the team's two superstars in town, which includes Anthony Davis via NBA on ESPN. As long as you've got LeBron James and Anthony Davis on your roster, every single year it is going to be about competing for a title, Perkins said. At one point in time, James and Davis being the Lakers' dynamic duo seemed to give the team the distinction of being a legitimate title contender, but that no longer appears to be the case, with the Western Conference only getting more and more competitive. The two-headed monster of Davis and James is no longer an intimidating sight for opposing teams, which obviously doesn't bode well for the future of Los Angeles if the franchise doesn't shake things up. Is LeBron James more involved in Bronny James' draft or Lakers coaching hire? The summer of 2024 will be a big one for Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James. This July, for the fourth time in his long and illustrious career, LeBron will be one of the 12 players who are representing Team USA in the Summer Olympics. But weeks before he dons the red, white and blue, the entire James family will be the center of the NBA universe, with LeBron James potentially an unrestricted free agent, his son Bronny James entering the NBA draft, and with the Lakers searching for a head coach after firing Darvin Ham and missing out on UConn head coach Dan Hurley. 22 years in and the NBA still revolves around King James. But the question now is, how aggressively will LeBron James, the godfather of the NBA's player empowerment era, attempt to yield his power to, A, dictate who the Los Angeles Lakers hire as their head coach, and B, put the squeeze on the Lakers to select his son in the NBA draft? Former NBA star and current TNT color commentator Reggie spoke with Dan Patrick on Monday morning and weighed in on how LeBron James may attempt to handle this summer. I would certainly say he's definitely more involved with Bronny and that 55 pick, right? Miller responded when Patrick asked where LeBron would be more involved this summer. Don't the Lakers have the 55th pick in this draft? That's what everyone is kind of looking at where Bronny could fall. I think between him, Rich Paul, Bronny, he's more involved with that than he is the head coaching. That's his blood, and he's made no secret that he wants to play with him. On numerous occasions, well before Bronny James had even enrolled at USC, LeBron James has referenced wanting to play alongside his son, even noting that he would take less money and play anywhere in order to do so. He's since backed off that sentiment slightly, though there is still the idea around the league that any team who does choose to select Bronny James in the NBA draft will automatically be in play for LeBron James as well. There are franchises that are certainly exceptions, but if a team like Phoenix, Philadelphia, Cleveland or Miami were to come away with Bronny James after the NBA draft, you better believe the rumor mill will be running wild that LeBron could be following. LeBron's hands-off approach thus far with the Los Angeles Lakers coaching search thus far only lends credibility to the idea that he could already have one foot out the door. However, if the Lakers were to hire his Mind the Game co-host J.J. Redick as their next head coach, it could entice LeBron to reconsider the idea of leaving. The answer to that question is yes, though I don't think either side is willing to admit it yet. But to be clear, they should be. LeBron and Anthony Davis, and an incredibly underrated supporting cast which was ripped to shreds with the ill-advised trade for Russell Westbrook, won the NBA title in 2020. That right there justifies LeBron's move and the Lakers' efforts to mortgage their future to win in the present. In the 4 years since then, the Lakers have won just 2 postseason series. LeBron James isn't getting any younger. In fact, by the end of December, he'll become only the 32nd player in NBA history to play into his 40s. My guess is, LeBron will eventually break the record for most seasons played in the NBA, but my hope is he's doing it somewhere other than LA. Just like it was probably best if Michael Jordan never came back to play 2 mostly meaningless seasons for the Washington Wizards, LeBron James and the entire NBA would benefit from either the best or second best player in NBA history playing the final years of his career in a situation where he would be in the mix for another NBA title. The rub is, that situation may not present itself, so another alternative would be to watch as LeBron and Bronny James become the only father-son tandem to be in the league at the same time and the only father-son tandem to play on the same team. Best case scenario, that's happening as LeBron chases rings number 5 and number 6. As things stand right now, this is all purely speculation, from Bronny James' draft position to J.J. Redick's status as the favorite for the Lakers' job. But within weeks, the dominoes will begin to fall and we'll see what the next chapter in the career of LeBron James entails. Lakers news: Magic Johnson explains how he came up with the high five. Los Angeles Lakers legendary point guard Magic Johnson provided a new spark to the NBA when he got drafted in 1979, becoming a one-of-one player as a tall point guard who was known for his extraordinary vision and ability to get his teammates going. He would become a pioneer of the Showtime era for the Lakers with Hall of Fame teammates like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy, Michael Cooper, and Byron Scott. Their style would eventually translate into today's game with teams adopting a faster pace and bigger players trying to handle the ball in transition the way that Johnson did. However, in addition to bringing a new flair to the NBA, which was struggling at the time he was drafted in 1979, Johnson recently explained he came up with the high five as well during his time at Michigan State, via Jimmy Kimmel Live. At Michigan State, myself and Greg Kelser. He went in and I did an unbelievable no-look pass, he caught it and he dunked it. So, for us to point at each other first and then he came running real fast and I just threw my hand up, he came and high-fived me and then we started doing it all the time. It was something different because everything was low at that time. No, brothers, we don't think that fast, we just hit it real quick and keep it rolling. I got to get back on defense. We can't be thinking about a name for it. It's a pretty funny story shared by Johnson, but it is certainly interesting to hear his experience of creating an iconic gesture like the high five. Given Magic's ability to playmake at an elite level and his teams playing at a faster pace than his competition, it makes sense that they went to the high five with there not being enough time to celebrate a good play. It also goes to show how great of a teammate Johnson was, truly enjoying seeing others on his team succeed and being the one that gets them involved. While there may have been hiccups during his time in LA, it resulted in him securing 5 championships and becoming one of the greatest, if not the greatest, point guards to ever play. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Magic Johnson? Leave your opinion in the comments.